All right, here we go. O3 Greedo. Welcome to VladTV.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Wolf of Grape Street is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most controversial figures in hip hop.
In the world, in music.
In music, period. So this is your first time here.
Mm-hmm.
But what part of LA did you grow up in?
All over that shit. Watts, Compton, Gardena, South Central. Shit, a lot of people's story really be like that, you feel me? But they be trying to fake like they just was one way or like, but niggas really in real life had to have a granny over here and a granny over there and an uncle this way, you feel me? Whatever the case was. So my grandmothers, they stayed in the 40s. And then my mama, she stayed in Gardena in the shotguns. But I was like, I grew up like in the streets on my own, like just, getting kicked out and just thugging. So Compton and Watts was like my stomping grounds. And shit, just growing up homeless, living with different hoes all over the city, you feel me?
Well, I mean, before you even got a chance to really get on your feet, your dad died at 1 year old.
Mm.
And he was 30.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 30.
You're 30. As someone who's 45, who's 30 and a half, like, life is so much cooler than it was at 30. Like, at 30, you haven't really, you think you're at the height of it all, but you haven't really experienced a lot yet, man. It gets so much better. A lot of young dudes think 30's old. 30's young as hell.
Yeah.
How did he pass?
Motorcycle accident or something. Like, he got hit off his motorcycle or something.
Oh, so it was just a random freak accident.
I was one shit. I don't know.
Okay. You have siblings?
Yeah. Yeah, I got siblings. I got a brother and a sister. And I got two sisters. And then one of them is my stepsister, but she's still a regular sister.
So your dad passes at 1, and now your mom has to raise multiple kids on her own. Was that the reason why you guys were moving around so much?
Shit, she wasn't moving with me. I was just not fucking with her.
Oh, really?
She was just trying to raise two boys. She had 3 kids, but raising 2 boys was like something that was on her head. So she was like with my brother, she felt like she failed, so she would try the opposite of what she done with him with me. So we ain't never really get along, you know what I'm saying? So shit, I go stay with like my grandpa in St. Louis, my auntie in Kansas. Spent a lot of time up north in Sacramento and shit, where my grandfather lived, my dad's dad. So shit, I just been a nigga like a spinoff artist, like you feel me? If anybody in the world made me mad, like I got a anger problem, so shit, I'm gonna either get away with you or it's gonna be a whole episode I'm gonna get away from you. I'm gonna spin off, like I'm gonna go far, far away to another state.
Well, at one point you were just straight homeless.
Yeah, but I still was wiggling like something out. Like I go fuck a bitch, or like go stay at one of my boys' house till I overstay that welcome. I was on the outside like a few times, like sleeping on the subway and shit. But I really wouldn't be sleeping outside because I had to stay high just so I wouldn't go to sleep. And yeah, that shit was.
Well, when you say homeless, I mean, I think you've said in an interview that you were actually just like eating out of garbage cans, like.
Yeah, and then sleep on the subway. You go on the subway with a blue line, and ride that bitch till it gets to Long Beach where it stop at, and then it'd be late at night. So they like the thing be saying like get off the train, but ain't nobody really gonna come walk. It's late as fuck. So then it's gonna park in Long Beach for a minute, and then you could be there for like an hour or two depending on how they do it. And then that shit gonna take me back to Watts in the morning, and I go back to one of my bitches' house when her mama go to work. Shit like that.
I mean, going through that, at one point, are you just like, I mean, because that's just hard living right there. You know what I mean? It's like really worrying where you're going to be sleeping next, where your next meal is coming from, that type of thing. Like, what was the hardest thing that you were going through during that time?
I wasn't really going through nothing hard. That shit was normal life to me at that point, so I wasn't really going through nothing hard. Just trying to stay the fuck out of jail. Because when you ain't got nowhere to be, it's easy for them people to get you. You feel me? So that's the real reason I was just in jail, because I was fucking homeless and I'm strapped. So no, it just was so I think I'm probably going through worse shit these days. And then
Really? Because it was just easier back then? Less shit to deal with?
yeah, life is easy for bums and shit. I mean, it look crazy to you when they sitting out there making a fire on the sidewalk. But to them, that shit easy as hell. It's a simple life. It's easy. I'm a big old baby. You feel me? Shit easy. Jail is free room and board, so if a homeless person go to jail, they can eat, they get back healthy. You see them regular skin tone. It's just perspective is everything in life. You feel me?
Wait a minute, you hear a lot of rappers say they came from the bottom.
Man, that's
but
cap.
no one
Them
came from
niggas
this.
ain't came from the bottom. Them niggas is supposed to say that.
Yeah, no one came from the level that you're talking about. Maybe DMX. Maybe DMX. I think that was the only one that I could really say was really like. I interviewed his ex-wife at one point, and she was kind of describing what it was like before he got signed. You said the ex was really verbally abusive towards you?
Yeah, he was. You know what? But it came like with the more of his drug use in this industry. Before, because we were together 10 years before he got into the industry, and he wasn't perfect. The biggest problems I had with him then was him robbing and stuff, and I think he talks about that in Slippin'. You know, he shows how he used to be doing his thing, and you know, but when he got into this industry, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how he just changed from the drug use to being, I guess, just angry because, you know, when you're on those drugs, when you calm down, you're angry at yourself, so you tend to take it out on the people that's most close to you, and sad, I got used to that.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that at that time you were on drugs. Like, what was the drug of choice during that time?
Coke, weed, lean, X, Miley, Zans, Perks, Adderalls, damn pills, shit.
It's whatever you get your hands
As
on.
long as there ain't no crack or no heroin. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, lean is kind of like heroin.
Yeah, but I'm saying for me, as long as it's not crack or heroin, I'm not gonna smoke no glass dick and I ain't putting no needles in me. But you know, other than that, it's going down.
And how old were you during that whole time?
That ain't even, you can't. How old was I that whole time? You mean how old was I when that began?
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of when you were sleeping on the train and so forth, like how old were you?
Shit, I don't even know. 20-something.
Okay, so this came a little bit later.
Yeah, but that shit been going on. Not like, I don't think I can explain it. Like, nigga, my shit always was like that. You feel me? Like, it wasn't like, oh, in '08 this happened.
Okay.
It's just how my life was, you feel me? So it'll be times where I stay with the bitch I fucked with, and then it go back to that. Or when I go to jail, after I do that time, when I get out, I ain't got nowhere to be at. So it'll be shit like that. That shit was just like all the time. That's how I got friends, like somebody I rap about all the time, my brother Lil Money that passed. Because I always was like, his house was a place that I could go. His granny was always there for me like a real family member and shit. So I ain't never really had like no family like that. My grandparents died in elementary, so that kept me from being close knit with all my cousins and shit like that. So shit, all my family is like really just like street ties. You feel me? Like,